You are watching CIOtv by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
IT shouldn't be perceived as service department anymore. It has to be a business enabler. It must focus on enhancing the business processes, creating new sales channels, and developing new business models by providing new digital tools to transform organization, becoming more resilient, efficient, agile, and to be ready for the tough times.
Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to CIOtv.live, a production of Accent Infomedia. Today, my guest is Wissam Al Adany, Group CIO, Gabor Auto, Cairo, Egypt. He is a seasoned campaigner and IT professional for 25 years. He's a qualified engineer and MBA in finance. Wissam, he has got rich and extensive experience, including 4 years of international experience in Brazil and Kazakhstan. An expert in turning around poor performing IT departments and transforming it into a business enabler. Wissam has a long experience in performing large-scale international merger and acquisition and IT due diligence, as well as building IT strategy across different countries and cultures. In his illustrious career of 25 years, he has received many accolades, but the last one and notable one is COVID-19 Superhero Technology Awards, MIA. Mr. Wissam, warm welcome to CIOtv.live.
Thank you, Sanjaya, for such introduction. Thank you, and I'm really happy being with you today. Thanks a lot.
So my first question is, being in an automotive retail industry, current situation is not that great. How have you managed, monitored, and made technology available to the users, not only IT at the back end, so also the front end people who are dealing with the customers?
Of course, the current situation is not the best. COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way of doing the business everywhere around the world. Work from home became the new business model for everyone. Curfew in most of the countries where we operate, like Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Algeria, and even in Dubai, has impacted the customers' behavior and changed their expectations. Now IT needs to provide all services to employees who work from home with the same SLA, performance, availability they used to have while working from office in order to be able to serve our customers as well. Meanwhile, our customers are expecting to do all their normal transactions, but in different way, being more contactless, online, and secure with no extra cost, of course. So in GBO2, we had a long-term plan that started in 2015 to complete our digital transformation by 2020. Luckily, we had most of the needed services ready when the pandemic hits. So from the connectivity perspective, for example, we had 2 different VPN solutions to allow 7,000 IT users to connect seamlessly from anywhere. All our endpoints were secured with different layers of antivirus and protection softwares to protect our users from any viruses or attacks. For the core applications, it was designed to be reachable from anywhere and secured with multiple layers of firewalls, intrusion prevention systems as well. We made also all employees services like attendance, expense reports, for example, vacation requests. All these self-services were available from employees' mobiles. So finally, even the meetings and discussions, either internal or external, including board meeting or general assembly meetings, were done using Microsoft Teams, as we have reached almost 3,000 meetings per week. So this is the way we already tackled the pandemic, actually.
Right. So I know that it is a hard time were you ready with her infrastructure? I just want to delve a little bit deep into it to see how your infrastructure was or is in terms of whether you are on-prem or it is hosted in colo or completely into cloud, infrastructure.
Actually, we are using mix of these. So we are using many of the application on-prem and the other on cloud. So we went to the to mix between the hybrid model, or actually we are using a hybrid model. So we're mixing to get the benefit either from on-prem or the cloud-based application. So this is how we tackle this part.
Okay. Now the biggest thing for automotive, for that matter, any industry is customer satisfaction. So the interface between the customer and the salesperson is very, very important. On-premise or going, for your case, going into the customer premise and giving them a demo, taste and everything. So keeping the distancing in mind, what is your technology strategy to enable the users? Keeping the distance also manage to give the services to the customer.
Okay, being a customer-centric is one of our core values in GPOto. Even CSI, which we call it Customer Satisfaction Index, is an important KPI that's been even tracked by all executives. Therefore, when we started to develop our digital strategy, we were mainly focusing on how to add more value to our customers. So we keep monitoring closely any change in customer behaviors and try to address promptly their needs. We have launched the first Hyundai and Chery online car purchase system in the Middle East. It was done like a couple of months ago, which allows our customers to check the latest available cars online, select the model, color, and pay even the price completely online. We have also implemented the new WhatsApp chatbots to support our customers and answer their questions 24/7. In addition, we went to use Microsoft Teams for video conferencing between the representative and the customer. So we go into video sessions with our customers to show them what's new about the car, replying them and interacting with their needs as well. By the end of 2020, we will be completing the digitalization of the customer experience part by implementing Oracle CX, which will provide a complete 360 view of our customer, Hootsuite with integration with our CRM to track and generate leads from the social media, customer mobile app. And this is going to be a new application that allows our customer to do all of their transactions directly from their mobile. For example, they will be able to purchase cars, check the promotions, the new promotions, making an online reservation to the service centers and even pick the available slots or bay inside the different service centers. They will see it live and make direct booking on our system. They will be able to track even the history of their cars, the previous maintenance they made, the next possible maintenance needed for their car based on the car model and the manual of the car. So all these services will be available directly from their mobile, and they should be online soon by the end of this year.
Well, Mr. Wissam, you said that you had security all around, but in the situation of working from home, security is flaunted. The protocols of security is flaunted by the workers, and there is always a chance of not only penetration from outside, from inside threat also. You can take photograph of the database, which is very important for in your case. So what was your strategy? Because you are not going to monitor the workers where they are working from or in what time zone they are working at.
Exactly. In this case, especially when you are just having your employees working from home, especially during this pandemic, definitely you have a point. Security has become an issue. You need to secure your operation, your systems. The second part is, as you said, you cannot control the working hours exactly. So systems has to be available to everyone. Some people just working in normal working hours, others prefer to work at night. It depends. So working schedule changed a lot, and it's open even across the 24 hours. And you need to keep it secured. In a company like ours, when we're just serving, as I said, 7,000 IT employees, and they need to connect online. We need to have a full secured systems and infrastructure. So this situation forced us to implement a very strict security policy, which starts from the endpoints, cover all the layers of network, communication, applications, and even internet. So just to give you an overview on how we handle security in CIOtv group, we will find that on the network level, which is the LAN inside the company, layer 2 security setup, it's already implemented on all LAN switches for the communication. All remote connectivity to our on-prem systems is being done through a secured private VPNs. Internet security, we are using edge firewalls, intrusion prevention systems, and blue coat technology as a proxy. From the application perspective, we are using the next gen or the next generation firewall, Cisco-based, to protect our server inside the data center. We are having another intrusion prevention system to protect the core application. For the email, because this is one of the applications that we are using it on cloud-based, because we are just adapting Office 365. So we are using Microsoft Online Protection for the email security. And all or most of the core application or main application, we're using an MFA or multi-factor authentication for all the application. Regarding the last part, which is the endpoint, we are having almost 3 layers of protection. So first, it starts with Kaspersky for the antivirus, and it has to be updated on a regular basis. The second part, we're already having a very strict access policy applied on the endpoint. So you are not allowed to change the application. You cannot install application. This is for the user. And you cannot even use a USB or connect a USB to transfer information. So for the storage for the user, they go for OneDrive or cloud-based storage. Finally, we are using Avamar technology, which is a Dell technology that back up all the data directly from the laptop or the user's laptop, even without a permission. I mean that no user can stop the system from backing up the business data directly from the laptop, even if they are connecting remote or using a slow connection like 3G or any other connection at home. So we make the data secure. It's always backed up. We don't wait for the user or rely on the users to back up the business data. And we have all the systems starting from the endpoint backward to our LAN. It's already covered with different level of security methods or actually security systems.
The other thing is that I'm seeing a lot of automotive IT leaders are implementing robotics, humanoid robotics also, which has already one of the CIOs told me out of Dubai. At least the front end part, the distancing or the customer enters into, and the robot assists that customers into the reception, and even the robot, humanoid robot, has got menu system exactly what for the customer is has entered into the premise. So are you having any plan for not exactly that, any sort of project that you have in your mind?
Exactly, as you said, in automotive, especially at a group like ours or at our size, which has already 20,000 employees inside the corporate, definitely RPA or robotic systems or the new intelligence like an AI implementation, definitely it helps a lot. And that's why we started. It was part actually of our transformation or digital transformation plan to start relying on RPA system. So we considered RPA as a replacement for some redundant or repetitive processes this year, actually. We started with a couple of processes as a testing related to sales order documents validation. So, with every sales order transaction, there are certain documents that the customer provides to complete the sales order. For example, he has to provide his ID, he has to sign some papers related to the car check, if everything is okay. There are a couple of papers or attachments that needs to be attached, scanned and attached to the system with every and each transaction. So the RPA system, instead of making sure that each and every document is already exists and attach it to the right order, so the system goes, read every document, check it, make sure that the document is correct, it can be read, check if the customer data is already written correctly or matching the ID data. So it compares the ID information with the system information and fix it if it needs any fixing in the name, in the address, or in the national ID, for example. So it fixes everything, making sure that the document is complete, verify everything, and give it a final check and approval that this transaction is fulfilled and it's ready to be completed. If there is any problem in the paper, if there is a missing paper or missing signature, for example, so it alerts back to the back office. So they need to check only the special cases or the cases where there is a problem. So this is one of the projects I believe that it's doing well so far. It's still under testing, so we are going a little bit step by step in it, especially as you know that this project involved an OCR, and in order to translate or to compare the scanned copies with the actual data. And as you know that being an Arab country, we have most of the data in Arabic. So language transformation, especially Arabic, when it comes to OCR is not that easy. It's a little bit complicated. But so far we're doing fine in this part. So I believe that next year, we may consider more processes to be replaced as well with RPA. So far RPA is doing well, and I think that it will have a place and it will exist and will replace many processes in GBO2.
All right. So now for this project or future projects, are you getting enough funding from your CFO or management? Because that has been a consistent talk by the leaders that you give something and in return you get something else.
Exactly. Of course, during the pandemic period, it was uncertain how long this period will last and what will be the short and long-term impact on the markets. So it was expected that we will put CapEx investment on hold for a while until the situation will be more clear. This is normal. Now, and after the market has started to rebound, we decided to relax some constraints on the CapEx investment according to its priority. So now is the role of the CIO to highlight the priority of transformation project, especially during this period of time. He has to provide the business justification and the project ROI to highlight the need to proceed with the transformation immediately, as digital transformation is not an option or luxury anymore. It has, it's actually the only way for organization to survive. This is how I see it. So in GBO2, as we have planned for the digital transformation early, most of the needed CapEx, or actually CapEx investment, were done during the previous year. So we were lucky a little bit in this part. Today, we have almost finished most of the core transformation related to processes reengineering, master data, shop floor automation. By the end of 2020, we will be finalizing the last part related to CX and social media lead generation.
Okay. What is happening to your dealer management software? what is the kind of evolution happening in dealer management software, engineering coming into it, and the point you raised, or I asked about the RPA thing, how RPA is getting integrated into that. How is it shaping up?
For the, actually, the dealer management system that we had, it went into plenty of upgrades or changing, because as I said, digital transformation mainly, it has to be focusing on the customer needs or adding more value to the customer. So we spent the first couple of years working on our infrastructure, building everything that will be able or will be used as a base for the next phase or the next generation or the real digital strategy, which is the strategy that will build value to the customer at the end of the day. So when we moved to the dealer system, we had two major changes in the system, or two main upgrades or concept change in the automotive industry. So the first one, or the first part, was launched last year. So it's live in all our service center, which is a complete paperless and digital service centers. So now when you just enter our service centers anywhere in the country, you will be hosted by the service engineer. He has no paper, so it's only the tablet. He has all your comments digitally saved inside the tablet. And even, you know that when you just enter any service center for automotive, they need to highlight the scratches or if there is any defects in the car before receiving it. So now all these things are being pictured, and the pictures are captured, saved directly on the system for future tracking. The next part, excuse me, is the, even if you are just facing as a customer a sound or something that's like a noise inside the car, but you cannot express it, and you cannot tell the engineer what's wrong with the car. So we use this technology or these tablets to record exactly the sound that you are hearing. Then this sound is being transferred to the, with the automated job card, to the shop floor. So the technician can easily listen and hear to the voice that facing the customer, and he knows and can analyze and help him to analyze exactly the case of the system. This is one of the points. The second point, which we are currently working on it right now, is having RFIDs inside the cars. So whatever car we will be selling, it will be equipped with RFIDs. So the RFIDs will be used to track the car since it's being manufactured on our lines, or being tracked inside the service center. So you will know, so you will be able to know exactly where is the car inside the service center, and track the history of the car automatically, even when it's coming out from the service center. So the gates will open automatically as long as the job order is closed and the payment is done. Another feature that we added this year as well in this area, which is the service center, you will have in the waiting area a screen, a large screen, showing your car and its current phase, where your car exists, and there is a countdown showing you how long you need to wait until your car will be finished exactly. So it's a live system, live tracking system inside the service center, tracking your car exactly, and how long or the time needed to finish the car. So you need no more to wait for the car, or you can just leave your car. Once you deliver your car to the service center, you know exactly when it will be out, and you receive an automatic SMS once your car is ready for delivery. So we are saving a lot of time to our customer. And actually, we interviewed many customers once we launched this system, and it shows how happy they are after they are seeing these changes in the service center. The next part, which is exactly what I've just described to you, related to the CX part and the social media. And the final part, which is the mobile app. But let me highlight the part related to the social media. Today, social media definitely, it's so powerful for all the manufacturer or all the product owners. So we decided that we need to listen what our customer is saying about our products, their complaint, or even their interest on the social media. So we are integrating the social media channels or the public posts that our customer or anyone is saying about our brands or about our company. And we capture these posts. It's being analyzed by an AI system, and it's forwarded automatically to the concerned party. So if it looks like a complaint, it moves automatically to the complaint team. And they can interact directly from their system, from their ERP once they have this notification. They can interact directly, for example, directly to Facebook, where this post exists, and they can interact with this customer. Even if he's not a direct customer on our database, they can reply and interact directly with him. If there is a lead or interest or discussion about our cars, so it's captured and being transferred to the customer representative or the salespeople and consider the lead, and it's already tracked on the system and being evaluated based on the lead performance. So it's being evaluated and tracked until it's moved to opportunity and even changed until closing a deal and being evaluated automatically. So this is the area right now. We are just moving, trying to be closer to the customer, and even we don't wait for the customer to come to us. We listen to them, we go directly to them and start to interact.
Right, then very interesting project that you have in your hand now, churning the social media data and bringing out the meaningful, actionable, pointers out of that and escalation from that, or if it is a particular department that automatically passes. Are you planning, or do you have any mechanism or a system like HANA kind of thing or something similar, where a machine, on-prem machine or cloud, you churn this data?
Core application we're using, we are relying on Oracle eBusiness Suite for most of our organization. So it's a full-fledged implementation for Oracle eBusiness Suite. However, because CIOtv is not mainly focusing on the automotive industry, we are a large group that consists of almost 52 legal entities. And we have like two subgroups. The first one, it's related to auto and auto-related business. And the second one is like a small private bank. So it's a financial arc for the group. So the second part is related by a way or another to financial leasing, microfinancing, consumer financing, car loans. So it's pure financial bank. So definitely the application or the main or the core ERP does not fit all the industries because we have plenty or different industries. So in some cases, we start to add modules from different apps. For example, we have an agribusiness inside the group. So one of the companies that works mainly in the agribusiness. In this case, we had to start getting some modules from JD Edwards that serves more the agriculture business. So it has grower business and something like that. For the financial business, we had another applications that mainly designed for the leasing companies. And we made some development inside the company for certain businesses and integrated at the end of the day to our main or core application. So all the 52 company being consolidated on the Oracle at the end of the day, whatever the industry is, then we generate or we have a one consolidated business intelligence layer. It's based on Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, to generate the whole group consolidation and the analysis for the whole group in order to let the management see the big picture and seeing the exact KPIs inside the group to be easier for them to manage the business and see the live data directly on the spot.
All right. So I have a last question. I'm sticking to a timeline of 30 minutes. Uh, 2 minutes more. My last question is about what would be your advice or your suggestion to your peer group or the senior leaders, those who are struggling right at this moment for either for budget or in terms of decision making as to what to do. What would be your piece of advice to them?
For IT leaders, I believe that they need to start working on changing the IT mindset from focusing on project delivery to be more customer centric. Modern IT shouldn't be perceived as service department anymore. It has to be a business enabler. It must focus on enhancing the business processes, creating new sales channels, and developing new business models by providing new digital tools to transform organization, becoming more resilient, efficient, agile, and to be ready for the tough times. Meanwhile, for the organizations, they need to know that digital transformation is not an option anymore. It's mandatory, and it has to be done as soon as possible. Otherwise, they will not be able to survive or even compete.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Wissam, for sparing so much of time and speaking to CIOtv.live. I learned a lot from this conversation. Probably the viewers or those people who have subscribed definitely will take a lot of learning out of it. Thank you very much and stay safe.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you for listening. Thank you.